2010 VJJA Annual Business Meeting and Awards Ceremony. I'd like to get us started, forge on with our agenda so that we can do so succinctly and be done in time for our afternoon workshops. But please do continue visiting and eating, and I'm just going to get us started by way of an introduction to our program and recognizing some special guests who are here today before we proceed ahead with giving out our annual awards and some of the other items that we need to take care of today. Hopefully everyone has on your table a few different items, and we'll go through some of these during our meeting. You should find on your table a copy of the minutes from last year's annual meeting, from the 2009 meeting. You should also find on your table a treasurer's report for the current year, and as well as a brochure about the association. And then one thing you won't find on your table that we decided to go green with is that our agenda is not on the table, but instead is up on the screens that are next to me. So that's the agenda that we're working through this afternoon. So welcome to the 2010 Annual Business Meeting and Awards Ceremony. We hold this meeting each year in conjunction with our Fall Institute, and we're very pleased to do so. It gives us an opportunity to come together, to have a meal together, to fellowship, to meet new members, and as well as to reconnect with veteran members who have been part of this association and kept it going for so many years. It also gives us an opportunity, a forum for recognizing some of our peers that are working this important field of juvenile justice and recognizing their accomplishments. And so we'll be giving some awards this morning, or this afternoon as well as some scholarships. Before we get started, I do want to recognize that we have some special guests with us this morning, and I believe each of these folks are still with us. I hope that they are. If they are, I'd like to recognize them. We are delighted this afternoon, to have with us many VJJA alumni, and as well as a special guest from the Virginia Department of Juvenile Justice. Among those folks that we have here as special guests today that we'd like to recognize are Mr. David James, Mr. James is retired from the Department of Juvenile Justice. He is a past president of our association, I think multiple terms, and in fact was the immediate past president, and then they asked for his leadership once more, and then he came back on the board. So many years of serving on the board. He's also a lifetime member, but not just a lifetime member, a founding member as well. And for those of you all who do not know, our association will be 45 years old next year. So Mr. James was one of the individuals in 1966 who got this all started. Some other members of the alumni and retired members who may still be with us this morning that I'd like to recognize include Kathy Minahan, who's retired from Warrington, the former board member, a former treasurer of our department, of our association, and a lifetime member, Mr. Tom Currier, who's a past president. He's a retired superintendent of the Lynchburg Detention Center. He's a former president of our association and a lifetime member. Diane Floyd, most people know as Floyd, Diane Shelton, retired from the Virginia Beach Court Service Unit, former Institute Planning Chair for many years, and a lifetime member. Ms. Sheila Hightower, I'm not sure if she's here with us this afternoon, but she was able to be with us for the social last night, was our Director of Vendor Relations for many years, and retired this past year from the Virginia Beach Court Service Unit. Mr. John Newell, who's retired from the Virginia Department of Juvenile Justice, is a retired member now and a lifetime member as well. Mr. Ron Belay, past president, current district officer, and I think served 3, if not 4 terms as president. Folks who have served on our board in the past who are here, who remain active as members, or not retired, remain active as members, but are alumni to the board, include Mike Sawyer, Donna Baker, Tom Gooding, and Rodney Hubbard. And then finally, we have 4 special guests with us today here in various capacities. Mr. Robert Foster, who's the president of the Court Service Unit Directors Association. Melinda Jarvis, the president of the Post Dispositional Detention Association. Not sure that he's made it, Mr. Tim Smith, who's the president of the Virginia Council on Juvenile Detention. And last but not least, delighted for those of you who have not had the opportunity to meet her, we are delighted this morning to have with us the new director of the Department of Juvenile Justice, Ms. Helivi Holland. Some people did have the opportunity already to meet Ms. Holland because she hung in there and came to the dance social with us last evening. We certainly did have a good time dancing, and I found out she knows the Cupid Shuffle. And so I want to learn that so I can go out and participate next year. I'd also like to recognize members of our current leadership, many of them who are sitting up front, many who you've met over the course of the conference because they've had a lead role in organizing, and want to take the opportunity to thank them both for their work on the conference as well as their work on a day-to-day basis and throughout the year, putting on professional development events at the district level and keeping this organization going. And so I'm going to call each one of their names, whether they're at the district level or at the state level, because I don't leave anyone out, and I'm going to rely on my conference program to be sure that I do not do so. Mr. Bob Birmingham is here, and he is our immediate past president. Mr. Ron Telch is not here. He is our vice president and retired earlier this year. He wasn't able to be with us. We thank him for his ongoing service. Ms. Amanda Mosley, who's our secretary and director of communications. Mr. Tom Keating, who's our treasurer. You might not be anything. We've kept him awfully active the last few days with the checkbook and the credit card, writing checks for various things that we've purchased in conjunction with the Institute. Mr. Joe Young, who is part of the conference staff and is going to be our photographer today, is the chair of the Southwest District. Also here from the Southwest is Mr. Jim Cornett, part of their leadership team there. Ms. Karen LaFont, and Mr. Ron Belay, who's former president and has remained active at the district level. From the Blue Ridge District, Ms. Susan Farmer is our chairperson there. Other members of the leadership team are Anthony Drakeford, he's not here, from Roanoke. Amanda Stanley, who was able to be with us, I believe. And Mr. Ben Morgan. In the Valley District, we're led by Samantha Higgins, Mr. Tim Smith, Jenna Easton, and Sheila Parker. In the Northern District, we have leadership from Ellen Patterson, Carla Wright, Tammy Beer, and Megan Hall. In the Capital District, Ms. Stephanie Garrison, Mr. Charles Dockery, and Stephen Stark. And finally, in Tidewater District, Ms. Catherine Grimm, Tony Craig, Robin Bailey, and Patrick DeLauder. In addition to those individuals who serve on the State Board as state officers and individuals who serve at the district level as leadership for the district chapters, we have folks who head up various committees. And some of those folks are the same folks. They are in dual roles. One of those individuals that is in a dual, sometimes triple or quadruple role is Samantha Higgins. Also serves as our director of membership and our conference registrar. Tina Casper serves as our director of technology for these events. Tracy Child serves as our director of meeting logistics for these events, also in the back.